Before he strode onto the Old Trafford pitch in his navy two-piece on the opening day of last season, Raphael Varane had prepared for the demands of a Manchester United defender. Varane requested clips of United's infamous set-piece defending from the previous season while he was in the France camp during the European Championship. After a galling first season, Varane has helped United record the most clean sheets in the Premier League in his second season. Varane's move to United was a long time coming, a decade on from Sir Alex Ferguson's vain visit to the teenager's home in Lens. The August 2021 transfer was delayed by quarantining and then an issue flagged during the medical. Serious enough it was not beyond the realms of possibility the deal could have collapsed. There was a redraft of the paperwork and Varane, who had already bid farewell to the players and staff at Real Madrid, was paraded by United prior to their thrashing of Leeds. Scenes reminiscent of Brian Robson's on-pitch unveiling in 1981. Varane, like Robson, is one of United's leaders. The phlegmatic Frenchman turned impromptu cheerleader at the conclusion of the Old Trafford derby in January, eliciting roars from the Sir Alex Ferguson stand every time he raised his arms. Choreography worthy of the royal salute at Buckingham Palace. Varane did it again at full-time against Barcelona a month later. It cannot be a coincidence this Madridista of 10 years savoured victories over Pep Guardiola and Barcelona. I really enjoy playing here for Man United, playing in England and feeling good with my teammates, having a good connection with the fans, Varane says in the academy building at United's Carrington training complex. I think the similarities, with Barcelona in 2011, are Pep and the style of play from City, but it's different. I don't think it's the same thing, but I learned a lot from that period in Madrid. It was first step at the top level. I learned how to fight, developed that winning mentality. We grew as a team and as a club during that period. I learned a lot and it was very helpful for me. We want to develop and be on the top at Manchester United as well. When you start winning you can change the mentality and be more prepared to win more and the biggest trophies. We have to be positive, we're in a good way, but the most important thing is to believe. Even when it's difficult, we know how important Manchester United are around the world. There's a lot of pressure, so when the results are not good you have to stay calm and composed. When it's good we have to be relaxed too and not think we are bigger than the reality. I learned a lot from a club like Madrid and I try to transmit that here. Varane will be diligent in preparing for a third encounter with Erling Haaland in the FA Cup final on Saturday. Varane was receiving treatment off the pitch when Haaland headed in his first goal in the October derby from a corner and Kevin De Bruyne's boomerang-shaped cross eluded Varane for Haaland's second. Varane made way at half-time with United 4-0 down. They were thrashed 6-3. At Old Trafford, United neutered Haaland with Luke Shaw Varane's partner. Haaland dropped deep regularly and Varane was usually the centre-half to follow him. United won 2-1 and in what was only the 8th City game Haaland failed to score. United specifically analysed De Bruyne and Haaland's telepathy. Yes, he's a very good player. We all know that, Varane says of Haaland, but the danger from City is everywhere. They are very complete. They can score from set plays, from a possession game and from a transition game. We know we have to stop them as a team and collectively as a group. As a defender, the connection especially with De Bruyne that Haaland has, that kind of pass is complicated to defend, so we try to cut that connection. We try to stop them earlier and not at the end because sometimes it's too late. We know we have to be strong as a team. They have a lot of connections and can change systems and have a different approach to games. It's one of the things we have to work on. We know we are able to beat any team. We showed that this season. We know we can beat them, but we know they are a good team. The approach, we have to learn from the games we played against them and we need a great performance. We have to be consistent for 90 minutes because we know that everything can change in a few seconds. Varane is so bemused at the mention of the possible fear of facing City he repeats it. Know why? He asks rhetorically. We have to accept the challenge and to assume the responsibility. The pressure is something we are used to playing with and we need the pressure in our top. It's not that kind of pressure that limits you. When the pressure is higher, I'm talking more and shouting on the pitch. You are more connected. When you are free you run faster. Varane laughs. So, with bigger pressure you can give more on the pitch. I like to face big challenges. Especially when something looks impossible. It's when I feel okay. That expectation to do something impossible. What looks impossible? When the challenge is big I feel more motivation, and that came as a team. We defend very well. City is a team that creates the most chances in a game, and that game, at Old Trafford. The first half was very good, so we have to do this performance to win the cup. And obviously, if we have one chance we have to score. So we have to be efficient. The rigors of the Premier League have taken their toll. Varane, who turned 30 in March, has only played 4 more times this season than last term, though Erik ten Hag has managed his playing time more meticulously. Varane has been the biggest beneficiary of rotation, starting 14 games on the bench. Last season, Varane missed 16 games, including both derbies. I think it takes time to reach the rhythm. It's a different game in England than Spain, Varane opines. Last season was more a season to adapt and to better understand how to manage the intensity, the pace of the games. This season I've been much better. I've been very happy with how it's gone. It's been positive. It's been a great experience and I try to enjoy it. Varane's retirement from France duty is bound to have pleased Ten Hag. At one stage, there was concern United might have been deprived of both first-choice centre-halves against City, with Lisandro Martinez recovering from a metatarsal fracture. During Varane's recent absence with an ankle injury, United won 2 of their 7 games. They won all 3 he started after his recovery, conceding a solitary goal. Varane feels he is a better defender now than at Madrid. I think I can read the game better now and anticipate actions much more. I am sprinting less on the pitch. I read the situation before to be in a good position. A big part of my game, you can't see on TV, I think. It's about 2 meters on the right and 2 meters on the left. I think I am much more in a good position now. The evolution of my game is interesting. I make less tackles and less sprints, so that means I am using the positioning very well. That's one of my strengths now. United were the only club Varane was prepared to leave Madrid for. In an era where United have recruited marquee names not particularly enamored with the club, Varane has been one of the few exceptions. Varane, Casemiro and Fred embraced supporters after Marcus Rashford's derby decider at Old Trafford. Reconnecting the players with the supporters is an underrated accomplishment of Ten Hag's reign. It's a different feeling, a different challenge, but I wanted to come to England to feel these type of emotions, Varane stresses. The FA Cup is huge here in England. I have a big respect for the fans and we have a good connection, so I know how important this competition, this game, is to them. The feeling, it's the same expectations, it's a final, you know? It's the same feeling. When it's a final, you want to win it. It's a different competition but the same approach, the same feeling. I think we are more focused on the challenge we face and not to stop the challenge of City winning the treble. We want to win and that's the only objective we have. We don't try to stop them, but we want to win for the club. Varane's prepared.